welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be filming a book haul. Since I just recently got back into reading like hardcore, I found also so many new books that I needed to have, and I'm so excited about all of these. So without further ado, let's get into the video. The first book is actually one that I'm borrowing from a friend, and that is Der Beobachter by Charlotte Link. This is a German book by a German author that I was not aware of before, but she really recommended this to me. This is I think a psychological thriller about a man who is stalking women and they end up dead and stuff like that, and like, I don't know, I guess it's suggested that the stalker is killing them, but I have no idea if he actually is. I barely read any German authors because I just like don't like to read in the language particularly, but if it's such a good book and it comes heartily recommended, then I do want to definitely check this one out. I've definitely been in the mood for like thrillers and crime novels, so that's kind of a theme in this haul. But the next book I got is The Devil of Nanking by Mo Hayder, or Hayder, I don't know actually how to pronounce that. I hate that this is the cover that I got because I know that there's a much more beautiful version out there, and it sucks that I have this one because this looks like nothing in particular. This book is set in Tokyo in the 1990s, and there's a woman looking for a piece of film apparently taken during the Nanking massacre, which, if you didn't know, that's like where Japanese soldiers killed a lot of Chinese people during the Second World War. And yeah, and she then becomes somewhat involved with like a mafia boss, like a yakuza or something like that. So it sounds really intriguing. I've heard great things about this and I can't wait to start it. I really can't. I really just wish that the cover was better, but maybe I can like print off the other cover and just stick it over this one. I don't know, I want it. It's so pretty. I want it. The next book is another crime, I guess, novel. This is In the Woods by Tana French. So this, I think, is book 1 in the Dublin Murder series or something. I don't actually know what that's called. I think that all the books are not connected, but I did want to start at the beginning. So yeah, this book is also recommended by Chapter Stacks, who, if you watch her videos as much as I have recently, you're probably gonna recognize a few of these books because I literally just like watch her videos and then need to order all of them. So the leading detective in this book is a man who, when he was a child, 2 of his friends actually ended up disappearing in the woods and never being found again. And now as a detective, he comes across a case that is very similar to the one that he was somewhat involved in as a child, and things start to unravel, and it just sounds really cool, and I've heard really great things about Tana French, so I'm really excited to get into this. The next book I got is also set in Japan. It is Grotesque by Natsuo Kirino. She's apparently a really famous Japanese like thriller author, and I'd never heard of her before. There's about 2 women who are prostitutes in Tokyo, and they end up murdered, and it turns out that they had a connection in their youth. I think this is supposed to be a book about the struggle of women in Japanese society, as well as a psychological thriller, and that just combined sounds like an amazing thing, and I cannot wait to get this started. And hopefully, if I like Natsuo Kirino, I can read some of her other works, because I think she's written some other books that were also quite popular, so I'm excited. The next book I picked up is kind of an outlier in this whole collection because it's the only young adult book that I purchased, and that is A Fire with Fire by Jenny Han and Siobhan Vivian. If you've seen my February wrap-up, you know that I was completely infatuated with Burn for Burn for no apparent reason, but I'm not about to discontinue this line of guilty pleasure reads, so I had to get a book 2 in this trilogy. If you don't know, Burn for Burn is about a group of 3 girls. They're all in high school and they each hold grudges on 3 separate people, so they team up to kind of take revenge on all of them, and I just like couldn't put book 1 down at all, and it ended on a cliffhanger and I needed the sequel. The next book I got is another thriller type novel, and that is A Big Little Lies by Liane Moriarty. Liane, I don't know how to pronounce her name, but I love that she's called Moriarty and like Professor Moriarty. I mainly purchased this book because it is currently a TV show coming out on Netflix, if you didn't know. I think it has like a huge hype surrounding it. I haven't watched any of the episodes yet because I wanted to read the book first. It doesn't seem like too daunting of a task. It's pretty like small and should be an easy read. This is about a single mom who moves to a town and meets some of the other mothers at the school there, I think. And then somewhere in the future like a murder occurs or something like that. I honestly don't know too much about this, but I've heard great things, so I cannot wait to start this. And for the last book I am maybe the most excited for. That was a double preposition of some kind. It is Nutshell by Ian McEwan. Is that how you pronounce his name? I don't know. Just looking at this book, I am confused because why is this the design? Who came up with this design? I mean, I like the font, but let me just get into what it is about and then we'll talk about the cover some more. So at first glance, the premise of this book sounds pretty standard. Basically, a woman is plotting to murder her husband and she's currently 8 months pregnant, and here is the twist. This entire book is told from the perspective of her fetus. Now, that was what attracted me to this originally, because I had never heard of anything like that being done before. I don't think anybody ever has. It's a crazy idea, and I just really wanted to see how it was done and how it played out. So coming back to the cover, the U, as you can see, is kind of formed like a belly, and there is a actual baby in there, like about to be born. So, and then also this like fleshy color. I'm just like creeped out just a slight little bit, but maybe that's just me. Either way, I've read pretty good reviews of this one. I guess it definitely must get points just for being so crazy and out there, and I honestly cannot wait to start this, to know what it's like. Let me know if any of you have read this before and what you thought, because what? I have read Sweet Tooth by Ian McEwan before, and I actually quite enjoyed that, so I'm hoping that this one will be just as good or even better, because the premise definitely like makes it something that is at the very least worth having a look at, I think. And that concludes today's book haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I definitely can't wait to get started and jump straight into reading all of these. Luckily, my semester is off to a very slow start, so all I'm doing is devouring books. So good that I have new fodder for that. Let me know in the comments down below if you've read any of these books before and which one you think I should get started with first. Thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna see you soon. Have a lovely week. Bye!